So now we're going to go through the flagship pouch of today's review, the Esstac Gen-2 DST IFAK pouch. To be fair, there are other Esstac has danglers and GP pouches, and the mini GP pouch even could be repurposed as I showed, repurposing it as a bleeder kit. But this is a purpose-built pouch that is specifically designed for your medical items, and we'll kind of go through the features of it overall. This is the Gen 2 in contrast to the Gen 1. The Gen 1 was made of like just plain nylon, not laser cut, plain Cordura, and took a little bit more bulk. And this, what this is the when you go to something that's laser cut, it's an excellent modern choice for, first of all, strength and maintaining a good shape, and it also saves on bulk and the weight of the material. And this is going to be made out of 500 denier Squadron, Brockwood Squadron Cordura, laser cut. And this thin material that we see here, we're just going to refer to it as laminate. So it's laminated that they then laser cut and sew together to create the shape of the pouch. Very well done quality-wise, just like on all the products we've shown from Esstac. Excellent. You can really see how overbuilt this is in the sense that it's very rugged, double stitching, everything, good strong zippers, and we'll tear into the inside in a second. Good strong zippers, Velcro, mil-spec elastic, webbing, the whole thing. Here you have an ITW Nexus Snapdragon buckle, very high quality stuff. So before we jump into it, we'll just talk about the features of it overall, how I've got it packed. Here we've got a smorgasbord of attachment options and some of the different items you might want to carry alongside with the IFAK and the stuff inside. And then we'll talk about how it interfaces with kit and some things to consider when mounting it and wearing it. So first of all, the second change they made was, as you guys will see here, they went with a Snapdragon buckle from ITW. That allows for an excellent one-handed pull. Good with gloves. You don't have to use the side release that they used before. And so that's from ITW Nexus. So good on them for that. Next, you have a pull tab, and the laminate is sewn into the pouch itself. Previously, it used to be a piece of webbing or paracord, I believe, a gutted paracord that you would have to pull. So good on them for that. Very slim, very minimal, and everything here is very as low profile as possible while still being able to carry a lot of kit in here. You have two zipper pulls over here, and I actually switched out the green. I actually brought a green over from the mini GP and put it here, and took the red that was over here and put it on the mini GP just because red means medical for me. So you're going to open both up over here, and it's going to lead to the interior of the pouch. And in the pouch, this pouch really allows you to carry almost a full NATO spec IFAK. So you can carry a good bit of kit in here. We can have a pair of compact chest seals, pair of gloves, combat gauze, Sharpie with two different kinds of medical tape, roll of gauze over here, and your main gauze is over here. And then we have a 4-inch Israeli bandage. They fit very well inside this mesh pocket over here. We're going to set off that medical item here over here, but as you can see, this together with a tourniquet covers a lot of bases, and you could still fit more in here. It's not going to be as big as something like a soft medical pouch from Eagle, and I'll bring that in right now. So size-wise, and we'll give dimensions in a second, this will hold more gear. It's just bigger, it's bulkier, it's meant to hold a full-size IFAK. This is excellent for quick access. However, you can't really quick access this, right? This is meant for quick access. You can tear it, and we're going to show that now. Good strong Velcro throughout. You can tear this, hand this off to a buddy, set it down by your side, and go to work. And then this will hold your essentials, pretty much your NATO spec IFAK, and this will hold other things as part of the March pause algorithm. So I'm not going to show exactly what's in here necessarily, but you can hold a lot more medical gear inside of here, but it needs to be supplemented with something that's quick access and something that will still hold all your basic IFAK needs as the DST pouch will. So we're going to talk about first the backer. This is made of a solid piece of laminate, laser cut moly on the back. Takes up 5 rows of moly. Snapdragon buckle, like we said. Excellent stitching. You can see over here. We have really good Velcro that's continuous for pretty much the entire width and height of the pouch. and that way you have excellent retention and very good security of your pouch in addition to the buckle. And then again, this pouch did not come with Esstac with the pouches, but there is room for your identifiers on top. The pouch itself, excellent stitching. You have this good box stitching over here. I added a one-sided piece of loop over here just because I found that the Velcro was really strong and it would take a little bit more effort to kind of tear it off towards the bottom. And I have excellent security for the Velcro over here and over here. So I feel like maybe I should just put some one-sided loop and see if that helps me pull it off easier. But it's really nice to know that you have a very continuous field of hook to keep on the backer and stay secured. Starting from the outside, you have two elastic loops over here, which are intended to hold a tourniquet, and you can stick a tourniquet in there. I don't really keep a tourniquet in there just because it would make it a little bit more bulky than I would like, but you can stick in a chem light. You could also stick in a tourniquet if you're issued one, and if you're issued a bunch of tourniquets and you're missing a place to carry them, this wouldn't be a bad place to carry them at all, again, because you have excellent security from the buckle and from the elastic webbing over here. You could also stick in bandages if you just need to stick in something here, gloves or an instrument. So I do like the addition of these loops to take advantage of, these elastic loops to take advantage of otherwise unused space. Going into inside, we have the mesh pouch over here, and this will hold an Israeli bandage very well. And North American Rescue also makes these style shape of bandages, not just the flat emergency trauma dressings. So that would also go really well in here. You also have two elastic loops, bar tacked. Very nice elastic. Very good material inside. I believe it's going to be also water repellent. It definitely feels that way. So good on them for that. You also have two big elastic loops over here to retain gauze, bandages, gloves, pens, whatever, chest seals, darts, anything like that, right? Needle decompressions. So this room over here, I especially like because it does hold Sharpies very well, and I could just clip the Sharpie onto the elastic as such, and it's very much out of the way, but I can easily grab it without looking and put it back in as needed. So that's pretty much all to the pouch. As you can see, the stitching is really well done, good edge binding. Any possible fraying is there's pretty much no room for anything to fray because of how well everything is stitched and closed up. And yeah, it's a good pouch with a lot of generous room in it. So let's talk about now the mounting options. So again, 5 rows of molle. You could use Esstac's 1.5-inch belt loops. You could use malice clips from Tactical Tailor. Also, I would recommend these if you're mounting it to a cummerbund or on a chest rig, and we'll show those in a second. And then you also have one wrap, which is excellent for if you have a 2-sided belt. You could wrap this through and loop this through, and then you also have a way to carry a very nice, generous pouch belt-wise on your kit. So a lot of different options for that. Also, you could stick this onto a car carpet or anything like that if you don't want to use the backer. So that's what I do like about these Tear-Away Velcro IFAKs. Esstac has all these options on their website, so there's pretty much endless ways to configure this and have it set up for your needs and to make it interface with your kit. Let's bring in 2 examples of kit and show how it would interface. Okay, so in front of us we have a chest rig, and this is the DST pouch all emptied out. Forgot to mention there's also a little cinch down over here, so you could cinch the pouch down as tight as possible and to minimize any kind of bulk. So before we do that, let's talk about the dimensions of the pouch. So the pouch will measure about 7.5 inches tall, about 4 inches wide, but sometimes you could, I would say even 3.5 sometimes, 3.5 to 4 inches, depending on how full you have it, and around 3 inches deep, but also, again, depends on how full you have it. The molle backer is obviously sized to spec, 5 columns, and if you want the total height, including the backer wrapping around the pouch, it's around 8 inches tall. So it's definitely not the smallest pouch in the world, but it will hold a good bit of gear. And you do want, as we see from conflicts, you want a good IFAK pouch that will hold as much gear as possible on your body because you really are your own first responder. So in terms of placement, this pouch was previously on the chest rig in this position, replacing this mag pouch. And the only problem was it was snagging. My sling would snag a little bit on the corner of this. I did bring the chest rig up as high as possible, which kind of minimized minimized any kind of snagging. But then at the same time, it would also get in the way of my left arm. So then I moved it to this position over here and I slid all the pouches down, and that was much better. And we're actually going to roll in some B-roll and photos of how that looked like. I would recommend that if you're running a chest rig, this would probably be a good spot for it. If you do have, now I'm kind of playing around with putting this on a carrier and moving it off the chest rig and kind of keeping this chest rig as slim as possible, because this does have an appreciable amount of bulk to it compared to these. And these are supposed to be double Eagle mag pouches. This would be like a radio pouch, 3 mags, 3 mag pouches, 6 mags total, right? Fighting load. And then this would be a little bit taller. So it kind of was a little bit, again, not really in the way and not snagging on anything when it was here, but I was thinking to probably put it on a different spot and still playing around where this should be, if on an assault pack or on a carrier. So we're going to take a look at a carrier next. So for me, I really happen to like the back right on the cummerbund as a spot for the pouch on the carrier. It does really well there, and the only kind of interference would be if I'm trying to put a backpack on, I just kind of have to adjust the straps with it. But overall, I think that's a sweet spot for this pouch. The other option as well would have been to take this smoke grenade pouch out and put it instead there, and this would be on the right side. This is very doable, and I'm debating whether to do that or not. This is a 8th column molly. However, you're still able to fit malice clips through these webbings. This is an HSGI AO chest rig, so I'm able to fit malice clips through here. So I technically have 10 rows of molly, so that's how come I'm able to fit these pouches on the ends. If I had been able to put this on, at this point I would have a full IFAK, fighting load, radio, admin pouch for the dangler pouch would be admin, survival supplies, whatever, maybe more medical. So that would be a very good setup overall. And then I have the Esstac tourniquet pouch on the side. So all my needs would pretty much be checked off with this over here. So if for whatever reason you're looking for a different way to carry the DST pouch, here's a pretty neat solution for you. So let's say you decide you don't want it on your plate carrier or a chest rig or LBE, a jungle kit, or a battle belt, even though it would do great in all those areas. What I did was I took a 1-inch wide elastic webbing, and I slid it through the 1-inch wide backer of the DST, and the molly spacing and the elastic webbing are sized perfectly for each other. Just added some field repair buckles, tri-glides, and here we have a fanny sack that I can put around my waist. It's going to stretch and still be very tight to the body. The best would be obviously to have 2 elastic webbing going on. That way it's not going to flop around. But a different way you can also carry this would be to carry it in a vertical fashion. Let's say you don't want it to carry it as a fanny sack. So there's really a lot of different ways you can carry this. And now this way will allow you to carry a DST pouch vertically. So just if you put in tactical tailor malice clips as if you're going to mount it to a cummerbund or a plate carrier or any other molly webbing, and then you're going to make the tactical tailor malice clip sized for specifically that 1-inch webbing to slide through and not move around in. And you can repeat that, alternate it for every row. And you can have, I guess, 2 or 3 at this point, elastic webbing loops that with field repair buckles that you can now clip around a backpack. You can clip it around your body. You can wear this like a bandolier style, and easily you can click it off. You can still tear off the IFAK pouch without any issue, and it gives you a lot of functionality if you decide you want to slim down, you want to be able to take the IFAK off quickly, in the sense that you want to be able to, let's say, stay slick, keep the IFAK in a car, and then when it's time to step out, and you can quickly buckle this around yourself instead of having it hard mounted to your kit all the time. So different considerations for different uses. So part of me does wish if Esstac would be able to make this 3 columns wide and kind of slim down the height, or I guess the depth a little bit. That way it's a little bit more, I shouldn't even say concealable, because this is not intended to be concealable. If Esstac would be able to make this a little bit more slimmer and a little bit more wider, I think that would interface a little bit better for skinnier people like me, and it would give us a chance to have this whether on a chest rig or on a carrier. But as it stands right now, this is probably going to go on the carrier. or replace the smoke pouch and put it over here. I'm going to try both. Part of the fun is shaking down gear, trying it out, using the kit and seeing how it works for you. And yeah, that's part of the process of figuring out how it's going to work. I might also try to put this on a belt. I'm not sure. I'm pretty happy with the mini GP pouch as it is. As it is here. So we're going to be playing around with this stuff. Excellent pouch so far. Really enjoy this. The merits of this pouch are really good. All the products and kit from Esstac has really been standing up. Very happy with it so far. So yeah, I'm going to keep updating you guys, and we'll do some shorts with some of this stuff and seeing how it works. And you guys will see how it fits and how it interfaces with all the other gear. And yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Leave any questions below, and we'll definitely get back to you. Thanks again to Esstac for the opportunity. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys all in the next video.